She promised me a conversation. "We'll talk when I get back from my trip," she had said, her voice casual but with a hint of authority, as if she were already free from responsibility. I believed her. I wanted to believe her. The first day, I waited by the phone, glancing at every notification with a mixture of hope and dread. By the second day, anxiety crept in. By the third, a gnawing suspicion settled in my chest. Calls went unanswered, messages unread, texts ignored. Her social media posts mocked the notion of accountability, smiling selfies, vacation photos, stories of laughter, all while I sat in silence, slowly realizing that her promise was a lie. I replayed our last conversation in my mind, the subtle evasions, the half-truths, the way she had brushed off my concerns. She had given me hope just to delay confrontation, to control the timeline. I reached out one last time, calm, direct, clear. "We need to talk," I typed. Hours passed, no reply. Days passed, still nothing. The realization hit like a punch. She had no intention of talking. She had made the choice, silently but decisively, to walk away from honesty, from responsibility, from me. Pain and anger bubbled beneath the surface, but I stayed composed. I wasn't going to chase someone who had already abandoned the truth. I focused on what I could control: my life, my decisions, my dignity. I began to document everything: her promises, her patterns, the moments of betrayal, the whispers of excuses she left behind. I built a timeline, not for revenge yet, but for clarity. Proof for myself, proof that I had not been unreasonable, that I had sought honesty and respect. Friends noticed my withdrawal and reached out. I explained carefully, without spilling rage, simply the facts. Their support reinforced a truth I had ignored for too long. I deserved more than empty words. Weeks later, I realized her absence had freed me. The waiting, the hoping, the unanswered messages. They had been a prison. And now, without confrontation, without argument, I was reclaiming my life. I didn't need closure from her. I didn't need apologies or explanations. Her silence spoke volumes. She had chosen herself over us, and that was her truth. I accepted it, and in that acceptance, I found power. I began to focus on my work, my friends, my passions, things she had neglected to notice, things that truly mattered. The weight of her deception lifted slightly with each step forward. Months passed. I rarely thought of her. The wound of betrayal had scarred, but it no longer ached with urgency. I had survived her lies, her avoidance, her selfishness, and I had grown stronger. Sometimes I would hear her name in passing, whispered by mutual friends or caught in a memory. Each time I reminded myself, I had not waited for her. I had not begged for attention. I had waited for myself, and that made all the difference. The day came when I truly stopped waiting. I deleted the unread messages, unfollowed her online, removed reminders. The past remained, but the chains had broken. She had promised a conversation she never intended to keep. And in her absence, I had found the clarity, strength, and freedom she could never give me. No confrontation was necessary. No dramatic ending. Her choice to avoid me became the catalyst for my own liberation. I didn't just survive her betrayal. I thrived in the quiet aftermath, proving that sometimes the best resolution is not her words, but my own unshakable peace. And that was enough.